Dear friends, it gives me great pleasure to be with you again. I am so glad to be in your company. You have a tendency to look up to me, or to beings like me, as masters, but we do not see it that way. We see you following your path on earth at a challenging time, a time when much is changing, and we see you growing towards your own mastery. We see you becoming the masters that you still look up to at times, and this is what it is all about, finding your own mastery. Do not follow any master that is brought before you by tradition or by books or by anything someone else is telling you. Find your own mastery. That's what it's all about. Today I would like to speak about a theme that reaches back far into your history, the energies of the male and the female. These are old energies, and a lot is going on with them right now. First, I would like to say something about the nature of the male and the female. These energies are two aspects of the one. They therefore are not really opposed or dualistic. They are one. They are two faces of one energy. The male energy is the aspect that is outwardly focused. It is that part of God or spirit that drives outward manifestation, that makes spirit materialize and take form. The male energy therefore knows a strong creative force. It is natural to the male energy to be highly focused and goal-oriented. In this manner, the male energy creates individuality. The male energy allows you to separate yourself from the one, from the whole, and to stand alone and be a specific individual. The female energy is the energy of home. It is the energy of the primal source, the flowing light, pure being. It is the energy that has not yet manifested, the inner aspect of things. The female energy is all-encompassing and oceanic. It does not differentiate or individualize. Now imagine the energy of the female becoming aware of a certain movement inside of her, a slight restlessness, a desire for reaching out, outside of her boundaries, moving outside of herself to attain experience. There is a longing for something new, for adventure. And then an energy comes to her that answers that longing. It is the male energy that wants to be of service and help her manifest in matter, in form. The male energy defines and shapes the female energy, and by their cooperation, the total sum of energies can take a completely new direction. A new reality can be created in which everything can be explored and experienced in ever-changing forms of manifestation. The dance of the male and female brings forth the fluctuating spectacle of created reality, of your creation. This is a spectacle of great beauty, wherein the male and female energy worship each other and celebrate their cooperation and playful joining. And this is as it should be. The male and female energy belong together. They are two aspects of the one, and together they celebrate the joyful manifestation that creation is supposed to be. It has been said that in the final realization of who you are, the only truth that matters is, I am. And in this mystical mantra, precisely those two aspects merge. In the I is the male energy. In the AM is the female energy. The I is constricting, differentiating. It gives focus, it gives direction, it individuates. I, not the other, I. And then AM. AM is oceanic, all-encompassing. It reflects the ocean of home, the female energy, the inexhaustible source that knows no bounds, no differentiation. The flowing and joining aspect is the core of the female energy. In the IAM, the male and female come together and blissfully join their energies. Now, in the history of humanity, and even before humanity existed, a conflict arose between the masculine and the feminine. I shall not go into the origin of this conflict now, but in your history, there is a drifting apart of male and female energy so that they appear as opposite forces. The yin-yang symbol demonstrates the true situation very well. In the masculine, there is always a core of the feminine, and in the feminine, there is a core of the masculine, just as there is a white dot in the black and a black dot in the white. But in the course of history, this mystical unity of the masculine and feminine has been forgotten, and these energies have become opposed to each other as black and white. The underlying unity was no longer recognized. Right now, you are in the last phase of this history of conflict, in which the male energy has played the part of the perpetrator for many centuries. The male energy has long been playing a part in which it oppresses, mutilates, and destroys the female energy. It was not always like that. There have been times in which the female energy had the upper hand and wrongly manipulated and ruled the male energy. But that time is over. The conflict took a different turn at a certain point, and the roles of perpetrator and victim were reversed. The male energy has been in power for a long time now and has misused this power in such a fashion that the female energy has been weakened and does not realize the integrity of her being anymore. Whenever the masculine and feminine are in conflict, the disintegration of both is inevitable. Where the feminine gets victimized more and more and gets lost in self-denial, the masculine energy loses itself in ruthless violence and the kind of aggression you know from the many wars in your past. The masculine and the feminine depend on one another. When they battle each other, the consequences are disastrous. But times are changing. Since the 19th and 20th centuries, the female energy is regaining its strength and rising above the role of victim. This resurrection comes from deep within the feminine energy. She has finally reached the outer limit of her self-denial. At this point, she has looked herself in the face and has stated, "This is as far as it goes." By the way, this is how it always goes in the dynamic between victim and perpetrator. Change starts when the victim refuses to accept anymore. The perpetrator could well hang on to his role for a longer while, for he has less of a reason to stop. Revolution starts where the victim refuses to accept anymore and finally takes back her power. In all situations of repression, for example of women in their family or in society, the real moment of change is when the woman, or the feminine energy within a person, decides for herself, "I will not take this any longer." This is when change truly starts to happen. External measures are useless until this moment presents itself. The female energy has arisen and its star is rising. Actually, the most urgent matter in this time and age is the transformation of the male energy. It is now time for a new definition of male energy. I could have easily called this channeling the rebirth of the male energy, for I want to stress that it is only in reunion with a matured and balanced male energy that the female energy can flourish again. The female energy has in the past century, and even before that, regained power and strength. It has begun to flourish in a new and more balanced way. Despite the inequality of the sexes that is still present in your society, the rise of the female energy is unstoppable. However, the female energy cannot gain full strength and vitality without cooperation with the male energy. This goes for the collective level as well as the individual. The female energy cannot make its final breakthrough without the support of and connection with the male energy. This is not because of an inherent weakness in the female energy. It is because of the essential nature of male and female energies. The fact that they are intertwined and can only fulfill their brightest potentials in cooperation. This is why it is imperative now that the male energy reshape itself and venture into the new. When you look at the interplay between male and female on a collective level, the female energy is now in a position of waiting. She is waiting. At present, there is a struggle going on within the collective male energy between the old and the new. A new wave of energy is dawning within the collective male energy that honors and respects the female energy. This new wave of male energy wants to join with the female and together enter the new age. But at the same time, an older wave of male energy is still active and trying to persist. This energy is clearly working in the series of terrorist attacks that has taken place all over your world. The male energy in its old role of heartless aggressor is thereby showing its nasty side. In the ones who commit these horrendous attacks, there are very dark emotions, aggression, anger, and at the same time, utter powerlessness and helplessness. It is from this utter helplessness that they appeal to the most brute and destructive types of power display. This male energy we are speaking of is in its death agonies. It senses that there are important changes going on collectively and that humanity is on the threshold of a new era. One of the problems you are now facing, while growing towards a more balanced cooperation between male and female, is how to deal with this kind of ruthless energy. What are we going to do about this old male energy that is trying to create as much havoc and destruction as possible in its downfall? Let me tell you this. Its downfall is a fact. The struggle has been lost by the old male energy, but it will not surrender easily, and it will resist to the very last with aggression and merciless attempts at domination. Much will depend on how the inner collective attitude will be to these aggressors. Will you allow anger and powerlessness into your own energy field as a reaction to acts of violence? Then you open up to the energy field of the aggressors. At the very moment you feel overpowered by anger and resentment toward them, they have reached their target. You are then sucked into their energetic vibration, and you would be willing to kill as well. Kill the murderers of the innocent. This is all very understandable, but is it vital to realize what's happening here? As soon as there are intense emotions rising up, it is wise to make a pause, in silence. Go back to the quiet, knowing part of you, and ask, what is really going on here? It is all about your wisdom and discernment now, your ability to see through things and to feel what really is at stake. The world will not be taken over by terrorist powers. The old male energy has served its time, and its dying hour is at hand. The most important messages I have about terrorism, this manifestation of old male aggression, is stay conscious. Do not let yourself be taken off center by emotions of powerlessness, that is, by getting victimized. Know that no one will be touched by this aggressive energy if they do not allow it into their energy field. If you do not react with anger or hatred, you will not draw it to you. You will be safe and protected by your own light. I now would like to pay attention to the more mundane individual level, the level at which you deal with the male and female energies within yourself. For on the individual level as well, there has been a struggle between the male and the female energies. Everything that happens collectively mirrors processes at the individual level. To illustrate the importance of balance between the feminine and the masculine on the individual level, I will speak of the energy centers in every human, which are also called the chakras. There are 7 of them that you know of now, and these are located along the spine, from the tailbone to the crown. I will go into all of these chakras briefly to show you that they are all characterized by either a predominantly male or female type of energy. The tailbone, root chakra, is the energy center that connects you to the earth. The energy in this chakra reaches out to the earth and allows you to manifest your soul energy in physical form on the dense, material level of reality. In view of the reaching out and manifesting type of energy in the tailbone chakra, you may call it a predominantly male chakra. A chakra is never completely male or female, but one may say that the male energy has the upper hand here. The second chakra is called the navel belly button chakra, and it is the center of emotions. This center allows you to experience emotions, mood swings, in short, all the highs and lows of emotional life. It is a receptive center. That is why I call it a female center, a chakra in which the female flow of energy dominates. The third chakra, also called the solar plexus, is a center of action and creation. This is a center which reaches out and allows energy to manifest in physical reality. You may compare it to the sun, the outpouring of rays, and the power of the yellow sunlight. The natural color of the third chakra is yellow. In the solar plexus, your thoughts, ideas, and desires are transformed into outer manifestation. It is the chakra of action and outward expression. It is also the seat of the ego, meaning the earthly personality, without negative implications. The predominant energy is male. The heart chakra is a receptive center, like the navel chakra, and it has the special ability to connect different flows of energy. It is the center in which the energies of the lower three chakras, earth reality, and the upper three chakras, cosmic reality, connect. The heart is the bridge between mind, head, and emotion, belly. From the heart, you are also able to connect with others and transcend yourself. The heart transcends the boundaries of the ego and enables you to feel oneness with anything outside of you, even with all that is. The heart chakra is the gateway to the energy of home. It is clearly a center of connection, and it is therefore predominantly feminine. The throat chakra is male. From this center, inner promptings, ideas, and emotions are given physical shape through speaking, crying, laughing, singing, yelling, etc. Here, the inner life is expressed outwardly by communication through the voice and through language. This center enables you to make your inner life known to others by means of physical signals, words, sounds, concepts. It is a center of manifestation that enables you to focus your energy outwardly into the physical plane. It is also a center of creativity. The sixth chakra, also called the third eye, which is located in the middle of your head, is feminine again. It receives extrasensory, intuitive impressions and transcends the boundaries of the physical, the five physical senses. It is the seat of clairvoyance, clairsentience, etc. Through this center, you can feel the energy of someone else, the emotions, the pains, the joys, as your own. With this ability of empathy, you transcend the boundaries of the ego and you connect with that which is not you. Finally, there is the crown chakra on top of the head. This chakra is neither male nor female, or you might say, it is both. In this chakra, you rise above the duality of male and female. The crown chakra is an interesting combination of both energies. When this chakra is balanced, the consciousness therein is in a state of receiving as much as reaching out. There is a reaching upwards to other dimensions, where it seeks spiritual meaning or support, or to deeper layers of the self. And at the same time, there is a quiet and tranquil receptiveness, a knowingness that the answers will come in good time. It is a type of consciousness that is both highly focused and highly receptive. In this state of mind, you come very close to the unity that underlies male and female energies, the energy of spirit or God. I have now sketched very roughly the movement of the male and female energy flows throughout the energetic body of the human being. Now I wish to speak of the lowest three chakras in particular. These are the chakras that are most connected to the earth, that are most involved with being in the earthly realm. This area of the lowest three chakras is of utmost importance in your inner road to healing, for in this area lie the deepest traumas and emotional scars. You often feel you are earthly beings opening up to the spiritual, but we see it the other way around. You are spiritual beings opening up to the earth. The earth is a brilliant destination, a hidden diamond that has yet to reveal its true beauty. The earth is the promised land. Heaven is your birthplace. But you will not return to the state of consciousness that you remember as home or heaven, to a state of purely spiritual being. The adventure of creation brings you to new destinations. You are always expanding and progressing towards a wholly new type of consciousness. We have spoken of this before in the last chapter of the LightWorkers series. Earth is an essential part of this journey. However, in your manifestations on Earth and your attempts to express yourself there, you have suffered much pain. Almost all of you have severe emotional wounds in the lowest 3 chakras caused by experiences of rejection, violence, and abandonment. This may have happened in past lives as well as in this lifetime. Almost all energy blocks in the upper chakras are related to emotional hurts in the lowest 3 chakras. I will say a little about the tailbone chakra first. Your connection to the earth has become emotionally burdened, especially for lightworkers. Because you have met with grave resistance over many lifetimes, there is much fear and reserve in you when it comes to truly grounding yourself. Grounding yourself means being fully present in your earthly bodies and expressing your innermost inspiration in material reality. The resistance to grounding yourself fully has been discussed before in the Lightworkers series. It has mainly to do with you being different and having been rejected for it. In the second chakra, the emotional center, you have also been affected deeply by experiences of being threatened or deserted, literally or emotionally, and by being severely restricted in your self-expression. With these traumatic burdens in the lowest 2 chakras, the solar plexus, 3rd chakra, is also heavily affected. The solar plexus has to do with life force, creative energy, and power. You know few examples of what true power means. With this I mean power that is not aggressive and destructive. In the solar plexus chakra, you often see that a person manifests himself or herself either in an aggressive, controlling way or in a subdued, overly modest way. Both ways are the result of underlying feelings of helplessness, stemming from a wounded 1st and 2nd chakra. In the 3rd chakra, it is all about finding a balanced way of dealing with power and control. It is about a balanced ego. Ego is okay. The ego has a proper function. It lends focus to your consciousness, which enables you to create and manifest as the separate individual that you are. Yes, you are part of a greater whole, but you are also I, separate and different from anyone else. The ego is a necessary complement to the spiritual part of you that transcends the I. The energy of the ego is fully honorable and justified in the energetic reality that you live. True power is in the joyful alignment of ego and spirit. The area of the lowest 3 chakras is the most important area in self-healing and inner growth. The greatest spiritual challenge to you now is to take care of this wounded area in yourself. Meditating to transcend physical reality or connect to elusive cosmic levels is not your main goal now. Your goal is to give your gentlest understanding and loving support to that hurt inner child within you and to restore its beauty and playfulness. This is your spiritual journey. Herein lies the greatest treasure. Cherishing and respecting the human side of you, the child part of you, is your road to divine compassion and enlightenment. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that within this energetic area, 2 out of the 3 chakras concerned are male. This shows that especially with regard to the male energies within each of you, much healing work is to be done. Therefore, my message to you now is heal the male energy within. The feminine energy is in many ways recovering and acquiring the strength needed to express itself fully and beautifully. The female qualities of intuition, sensitivity, and connectedness are being appreciated more and more, individually as well as collectively. But it is not so clear what a balanced male energy truly looks like. The male energy somehow got lost in false images of what it means to be a man, stereotypes that always boil down to power through aggression. It is vital to recognize and express the true nature of male energy. The female side now needs the balanced male energy to be able to truly fulfill her role. The female energy is waiting, not just at the collective level, but also on the individual level. The female energy is getting out of its victim role, regaining its self-esteem, and it is now wanting to manifest itself powerfully and joyfully through reunion with the male. So, what then is the power of balanced male energy? This goes for the male energy in both men and women. In the first chakra, a healed and balanced male energy leads to self-consciousness. The male energy does not have to fight and struggle anymore. It is present through self-consciousness. Presence, that is being fully present with all of your soul, is an essential quality of the first chakra. Being present self-consciously means to stay aware of yourself, remaining centered, not getting lost in someone else's opinions, expectations, or needs. It is about finding the balance between connecting with others and being true to yourself. A balanced male energy in the tailbone chakra allows you to remain centered and aware of yourself while you interact with others and the outside world. It is essential to develop this quality of self-consciousness, for it will protect and guide your female energy. The female energy is naturally inclined to connect with others, other living beings, and to be present with the other in a caring, nurturing way. The male energy makes for boundaries and helps find a balance between giving and receiving. With regard to the flowing, connecting female energies, the male energy in the lowest chakra fulfills the role of anchor and backbone. It is the point of coming home to yourself, the point of releasing ties to other energies you have connected with. The solar plexus, or third chakra, fulfills the same role in a different way. This chakra is, as I said before, the energy center of the ego. You still have trouble with this concept of the ego. Especially among lightworker souls, there is a tendency to look upon the giving, self-transcending energies in the human being as higher. But it is not so. You live in a world in which two energies play together and form the building blocks of creation. One tends to connect and seek for unity, the other creates separation and individuality. And the latter energy is just as viable and valuable as the former one. It is important to make peace with the male energy, to embrace your individuality, your uniqueness, your I-ness. There is an essential aloneness in life which has nothing to do with loneliness, but which has everything to do with you being an I, a unique individual. To embrace this aloneness does not stand in the way of experiencing deep connections to others. If you truly embrace your individuality, you become an empowered, independent, and creative individual, able to share your energy deeply with anyone or anything, because you are not afraid to lose yourself in it or give up your individuality. The male energy of the solar plexus helps you become truly creative and empowered. That is what the female energy in you is waiting for. Your heartfelt inspiration wants to make itself known on the material level. It wants to come out in a very earthly manner and bring tidings of love and harmony to the earth. The female energy is the carrier of the new age, but it needs a balanced male energy to truly manifest itself and grow roots into material reality. That is why it is of such great importance that the energies of the first and third chakra are healed. The energy of a healthy ego, the healed solar plexus, is self-confidence. In the first chakra, it is self-consciousness. In the third chakra, it is self-confidence. This is not the kind of arrogance you see in an inflated ego. It is about simply trusting yourself. I feel that I can do it. It is being aware of your own deepest inspiration, your own creative abilities, and then acting accordingly. Let your energies flow out of you. Trust your natural talents and gifts. Trust who you are and show yourself to the world. Especially for you Lightworkers who carry so much inner knowledge and wisdom, it is now time to show yourself and not hide anymore. It is time. This is your destination, and in this you will find your greatest fulfillment. Make peace with the male energy within. Do not hesitate to stand up for yourself, to receive abundance, and to take good care of yourself. Be egotistical in the pure and neutral sense of the word. You are an ego. You are an individual. You cannot and need not be forgiving and understanding all the time. It is not spiritual to tolerate everything and anything. Clearly, there are moments at which you have to say no or even farewell and not compromise who you are. Do this without guilt or fear and feel how the male energies of self-consciousness and self-confidence empower you to let the delicate flower of your female energy flourish and shine. It is all about the cooperation between the energies. Male and female energies have gone down together in a long and painful struggle. They will also rise together, for one cannot be balanced without the other. Now that the female energy is ready to rise from the ashes of humiliation and repression, there is an urgent need for a rebirth of the male energy. This rebirth of the male will become visible on a collective scale eventually, but it will first manifest in each of you separately, man and woman. You all are the keepers of these ancient energies within you, and it is your birthright to make their partnership equal and joyful.